Hello everyone and welcome back to the finals. Special Service here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the competitive scene of the finals. Before we get into the video, I'm just going to warn everyone, this is going to be a video where I'm yapping about competitive. Buckle in, it's going to be a bit longer than normal. As most of you know, the most recent Twitch Rivals event was the finals. They played a competitive tournament of cash out for 50,000 real life dollars. Now I've heard a lot of discussion about ranked play in Season 3. Obviously, that's because of the monumental change of the ranked mode from Cash Out Tournament, which is now the World Tour mode, has been changed to Terminal Attack, which has been universally condemned by the community, and not without reason. For those out of the loop, the finals ranked play for Seasons 2 and everything before used to be a Cash Out Tournament, where 4 teams of 3 battle up a set of 3 brackets, culminating in a 3v3 cash out game for all the monies. At the start of Season 3, the ranked mode was changed to Terminal Attack and only Terminal Attack, which has 2 teams of 5 split into attackers and defenders. The attackers must deliver a decryption key to one of 2 terminals and defend it until the decryption is complete. Defenders must stop the decryption on a terminal once it's started or eliminate all attackers. Now, as the title of this video would suggest, despite Terminal Attack being the target of much criticism and ridicule from the community, in light of recent real-world competitive cash prize tournaments, that being Twitch Rivals, it's become clear that Cash Out may not be the perfect game mode for high-level competitive play. However, I want to preface this by saying I do not think Terminal Attack is the solution to ranked play, but rather it does a lot of things right that mitigate some of the randomness and unfair aspects that players cannot control in tournament cash out game modes. I'm also not playing the finals at a super high competitive level. I sit very comfortably in the Gold 1 hard stuck section of ranked, suffering from chronic skill issue. Unfortunately though, I have just under 1,500 hours in Rainbow Six Siege ranked and many of other thousands of hours in other competitive shooters. So I believe I have some qualifications to talk about how while Terminal Attack mitigates some of the issues of cash out, it isn't a competitive mode for the finals. If people wanted to play something like CSGO with the 5v5 bomb plant and defuse mode, they would just go play CSGO instead. It's better balanced, and it's what the game was designed around. However, we know Terminal Attack isn't the be-all end-all for competitive in the finals. Embark themselves said they are currently reworking ranked cash out to be more competitive. They've been saying this for a couple of seasons now, but we just have to let Embark cook on this one. With their weekly balance changes and updates, we know that their turnarounds can be quick, but maybe creating this new competitive game mode is taking a lot more work than usual. It's a tough thing to get a competitive shooter right, especially on the first iteration. I want to start by talking about some of the issues that arise in your regular cash out tournament. Those of you who've played the game and have been in the community for long enough have probably heard this over the course of a couple seasons, so I'll try and keep it brief. Right out of the gate, I think cash out is a fantastic casual mode. It's my 3rd favorite mode of all time next to Power Shift and Quick Cash, just because of how simply fun it is. But it does have some flaws when put in a competitive setting. I find the primary problem to be with third partying. It's such a powerful tactic and everyone uses it just because it's so risk adverse. I do agree that in the current cash out mode, third partying is one of the core ways to play that mode. And maybe it can be easily tweaked to keep the threat of a third party always present, requiring players to stay alert and adapt to new circumstances, while reducing how random and unfair those matches can become. But in its current state, the best tactic for cash out tournaments is just to wait for an opportunity to third party a team on cash out and not to initiate cash outs yourself. Or while defending a cash out you already own, give it up to another team and wait to third party them when another team goes to steal it from them. Yes, this is a fantastic tactic. You are leveraging everything the arena is offering to in terms of strategy and whatnot, and that can be considered high-level play, no doubt about it. However, the fact that you are or were being third-partied means that the 4th team is just sitting AFK on a second cash out, doing nothing and getting a free qualification to the next round without ever being challenged. And I don't believe that is indicative of a balanced competitive environment. While sure, when you're playing, you don't mind getting a free cash out, I don't think anyone would be opposed to that, but that usually happens after you establish yourself as a team who can't be beat by those trying to steal it from you. And it gets boring just to sit around, watching a circle fill up as people avoid you. As we saw in the Twitch Rivals tournament, we saw it was pretty easy for some high-level stacked teams to bully lesser stacked teams into submission and keep them off cash outs entirely, causing the other teams to simply avoid that stacked team the entire match until it was the final round, causing a constant 3v3v3 battle on the other cash out, while the stacked team just hung out on the uncontested cash out. You can chalk that up to arena control and skill, but it just doesn't seem very competitive, just having people avoid you all the time for a chance to win. Most people who have played the finals for a long time before Season 2, you understand that the finals, it has a game with a very specific tempo. It's a very fluid game. Things are always happening, there's destruction, there's abilities, and there's gadgets. There are multiple teams in the arena, which naturally any game mode with more than 2 teams would incite third partying. That's just the way it is. It's why I find Quick Cash to be so much fun. It's third party the game mode. You're simply biding your time until you can leverage the third party against your opponents. Similarly, Bank It is the same way, the only major difference being Terminal Attack and Power Shift. However, Terminal Attack is not like any of the other modes. Terminal Attack is quite slow. It doesn't have the same tempo, fluidity, or destruction that the other finals modes bring to the game. As I mentioned earlier, if people wanted to play a slower paced, more tactical game, they would simply play Counter-Strike. It is free to play, or they would play Valorant. It's free to play, and it gives them that specific game mode, fine-tuned and balanced. However, in the finals Terminal Attack, while I do have fun playing the mode, there's no doubt about it, I've had some fantastic games on there. Terminal Attack just doesn't feel like a mode that's supposed to be in the finals. At least not without more major tweaks. At the start of this season, Embark made some massive changes to Terminal Attack, making it a slightly more enjoyable experience from what it was in Season 2. In Season 2, I didn't play very much Terminal Attack. I thought it was a pretty bad mode unless you had a stacked team of friends or people you could communicate with. However, it was a limited time mode. I didn't think too much of it at the time. Then they made a big push with Terminal Attack for Season 3, trying to introduce it as the new ranked game mode. Naturally, this was met with adverse reactions, but we'll put that aside for now and just look at it objectively. I do like how Terminal Attack nullifies the effect of a third party. In Terminal Attack, defenders have to defend 2 separate terminals, while the attackers have to attack just one of them, inciting things like takebacks and rotations that are seen in those other competitive shooters like CS. You have to coordinate with your team to defend and attack the objectives, increasing the effect of skill and strategy rather than blind luck and third partying, which would inherently make it a, in theory, more competitive mode. However, people are eliminated so fast in the finals, during rounds, it's almost an unwinnable combo. Something slow like Terminal Attack just wouldn't work. Unlike Power Shift, a different 5v5 game mode introduced to the finals, Power Shift encourages players to work as a team, and it engages them in different mechanics of the game, such as the destruction when the Power Shift platform moves through a building. You understand that the map is fully destructible. You understand that working as a team makes the platform move faster. You understand that a team wipe puts you at a severe disadvantage and makes you lose a lot of time on the platform. While I don't think Power Shift would be a perfect competitive game mode, it keeps the fluidity and the tempo of a finals game in a big team-based mode. Terminal Attack does not do any of that. Despite that, I do find Terminal Attack to be a slightly better option. As stated before, third partying is the biggest issue with Cash Out. It's the only thing really holding it back, I would say, in a competitive scene. Despite the fact I've criticized both Cash Out and Terminal Attack, I do think Terminal Attack is the better mode in a competitive setting. However, I believe that with Embark tweaks Terminal Attack a bit more this season, they can put it in a good spot where it feels less boring and slow. The finals is a heavily chaotic arena shooter, requiring players to leverage everything they can against their opponents. That being gadgets, destruction, weapons, abilities, and even third partying. Terminal Attack is simply too slow and too boring to be a part of this action-packed game show. However, we know that with the amount of weekly updates and weekly patches that come out with Embark, turnarounds are fast. Probably by the time I upload this video, something major will have changed again, and I'll need to make another video updating it. But until then, the main takeaway is this. Terminal Attack's not that bad, neither was Cash Out for a competitive setting, but Terminal Attack does some things better that make it more about skill and less about luck. I think we just need to let Embark get back to doing what they do best, creating the world's greatest game show. No solution's perfect, but I hope this helps some of you understand why they made such a change from Cash Out to Terminal Attack. I think I've been yapping about this game for long enough for today. A decent chunk of the casual player base doesn't even bother touching Ranked, so this was a niche enough topic on a niche enough game. Here's hoping that Embark has more good things coming to this game and more big events like Twitch Rivals, because you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be in the front row for all of them. If you guys found the video entertaining or helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, as it does genuinely help out the channel. I wanted to make a quick mention on thank you for 10,000 global views on my channel. This wouldn't have happened without all you guys who watch my finals videos, and it's been a blast to read and respond to all your comments down below. If you have any questions or want to join me and my friends for rounds of the finals, or any other games that we play, my new Discord is in the description below. I should have, maybe, probably, most likely, fixed the links by now. And other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.